Hey guys, Jeffries here, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. In the last episode, you remember, we did an exploratory mission with Bill. We got some science, but we didn't get enough science to get the next upgrade, which involved getting more batteries and things like that. We also landed on the side of a mountain and fell over. So, we're going to take out a fuel tank from the first stage, because we ended up getting way too high in the sky. Plop this back down on the ground. We got some good data from this little tank, which I think we'll carry on using. So yeah, we'll rename this Testcraft 3, and we'll save it and we'll fly. I don't think there were any other alterations that needed to be made, so that's good. So let's see how this goes. Right. Open up the resources page. Have a look at what we've got. This second engine uses a lot of juice in terms of electricity. So maybe we won't use it for future missions, but for now it'll do. Ready to launch in 3, 2, 1. Engaging. Right, straight away we're flipping the wrong way. Need to pull the nose back, need to pull the nose back, need to pull the nose back to there and lock. Right, this should push us more towards an orbit as well. Having said that, I'll move it down a little closer. Now lock. There we go. If we follow this, we should achieve a decent orbit. Basically this time we had problems with the thrusters in the last episode as well, so I'm going to run this engine for as long as possible, and then I'm going to obviously run this one until we run out of fuel, and then I'm going to run the second engine until actually, how long am I? No, I'm not going to run this engine at all. Or am I? Because it uses electricity, so it's a bit pointless. I'm going to extend this. I'm going to do a quick crew report. We're going to transmit that. Look how much electricity that's used. We're going to observe the goo. We're going to quickly transmit that. And then we run out of electricity. So, I'm going to have to stop transmitting now. And just run the engine. I'm going to lower the legs as well before we run out of power, just in case they're controlled by electricity, which they most likely are. That's 1, 2, and there's the third. And now it's just a case of keep running. We're definitely going to run out of power soon. So yeah, there's not a lot else we can do now apart from just sit and wait. Run out of electricity, we'll pull the throttle down, and then we'll bring it back down to the planet. And I guess we'll just have to keep doing this until we get enough science in order to... What does that actually do? Nothing. We'll have to get enough science until we can get the battery packs, and then that will keep this craft going for longer. And you know, we'll chuck some more fuel tanks on, and then we'll try and achieve an orbit and send data back that way. Because I imagine that'll get us a lot more science actually achieving an orbit. Having said that, I might go back to Testcraft 1 and fire that up and see if I can get that into orbit. Because that'll be pretty good if we can get an orbit from there, and it doesn't use any electricity in the engine, so that'll be pretty cool. In the meantime, let's just have a quick look at the trail we're leaving behind. So we're not that high up at the moment. Got an abort button there, which we're not going to press. Don't know what this is. See, if you can still see the space center below, it means you're not very high. I'm kind of cruelly want to bring Bill out here, but I'm not going to. So yeah, it's just a case of bringing this thing down to ground again now. Running out of electricity. Try and land on a... I was going to say land on a flat surface, but it looks like we're going out over the water. So I might quickly, with the remaining power we've got, aim us out over the sea. Because then we haven't taken any samples from the water yet. And providing we can get some good data, that'll be pretty good for our science points. And obviously Bill can remember information that he picks up, so that'll be handy, he can do that. So yeah, it's all good. Are we out over the... Would you say that was out over the sea? I think so. We could actually run out of fuel the same time we run out of electricity. Which is pretty good actually, that's good timing. And then straight away I'll deploy the parachute. And we'll float down to the ocean. Yeah, we're definitely going to end up over the sea, as you can see. Pardon the pun. So yep, we're out of fuel. We'll bring the throttle down. We'll switch off stabilizer. And the parachute should start working anytime soon. Well, it is already working in slowing us down. I think it'll probably be 500 meters here, because it is to sea level. It'll deploy fully, and then we'll just gently float down into the water. We can put the legs away. I doubt we'll be needing these now if we're landing in the water. I think I deployed them way too early actually. It doesn't look like they use electrical charge. I wasn't entirely sure. I didn't want it to be we were coming down and then it suddenly says, you know, no electric power, can't lower legs, and then we crash into the surface and then that's 2 Kerbanauts that have been killed. I still weep for Jebediah. I really do. But anyway, we are drifting down nice and gently. We've got no electricity left, so we can't transmit any data. There you go, parachute's deployed. We've gone to a really slow speed of 9.2 meters per second. Instead of the usual, I think it was 14 in the last one. Now we just got to wait for those last 300 meters to disappear. I suppose to summarise so far, apart from the what's the word? The length of time that it takes to get science in order to research new technology. In terms of realism, or as much realism as you can get from a game like this, you know, it does take a while to research new technology, so there's nothing wrong with that at all. You can do missions, you can get the science that you need in order to get the new technology, and that's brilliant. I'm glad they've brought this feature in at long last, and that's why I've started doing these videos. There we are. We've landed, and the legs and the tank have broken off and floated away. We'll bring Bill Kermin out of his craft. I assume he can swim. Yep, there he is, swimming away quite happily. And while he's here, we'll do a surface sample. We'll ask him to keep that data, and we'll do an EVA report. We'll discard that data. Right. So now we can go back to the Space Center. And we'll send out a recovery team from the tracking station to bring good old Bill back. We'll bring him back first. Our science has gone up to 28. Brilliant. Yep, he took a good sample of the water. And we'll bring the craft back as well. We probably won't get as much from this. 0.8, not much at all really. Because we ran out of power again. That's the basic thing that happened there. Right, so we'll go back to the main screen, and then we'll call this an episode. In the next episode, I think I'll bring back Testcraft 1, and we will try and achieve an orbit Hopefully we can get into orbit. Then we could take some good data samples there, send them back to the surface, and then we'll bring her gently back down to the ground again. Hopefully, I say that word a lot. And then we'll review the data and hopefully get a cluster ton of science from it. So, time for the end of video spiel. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button below. If you have subscribed to my channel, thank you for your continued support. And until next time guys, I will see you soon.